Hello everyone, in this video I am going to look at the complex notation used for describing the simple harmonic motion. In my earlier videos I have shown the rotating wave and how a circular motion can be used to describe a simple harmonic motion. Please look at my earlier videos on that. So the solution of a simple harmonic motion contains a cos theta term. And if you look at Euler's relation, which shows cos theta plus j sin theta is e power j theta. Now the use of this notation makes it the description of the harmonic oscillator motion very simple, because the derivatives and integrals of e power j theta is itself. So what we do is, instead of writing cos theta, we write e power j theta, perform all the mathematical operations, then at the end take the real part of that final solution, which is physically meaningful. In the later videos we will also see how using the e power j theta notation, which is equivalent to a rotating vector, makes it very simple to visualize and understand addition of oscillations in parallel as well as perpendicular directions. So we have something like this. We have a trigonometric solution a cos omega t plus phi, its derivative, and its second derivative is the acceleration. So in the exponential notation we will write e power j omega t plus phi, and if we take the derivative, only the j omega comes and multiplies the amplitude, and if we take the second derivative to get the acceleration, we get minus a omega square. But if you look at here, x of t and v of t is minus j omega x of t, and a of t is minus omega square x, or that is j square omega square x. Now this can be beautifully visualized using a geometry in a circle. So what we have is a simple harmonic motion. We can take the simplest case of a spring mass system which is oscillating around this mean position. So what we do is, we imagine a circle whose radius is equal to the amplitude of the oscillation. So at t equal to 0, for example, let's say this is at t equal to 0, the vector makes an angle of phi, which is initial phase. The length of the vector is equal to the amplitude of the motion, which is here, and the angle which this vector makes with the x-axis is the phase, the omega t plus phi term, and this is rotating around this central point with the axis perpendicular to the screen in an anti-clockwise fashion, and the frequency of this rotation is omega. So it works like this. So we have a vector a along the x-axis, and a multiplication of e power j omega t plus phi can be understood as rotate this vector by an angle of omega t plus phi. We get this, and this is the x component of this vector, which is x of t. And what is v of t? Now v of t is j omega a e power j omega t plus phi. So omega a is the length of the vector, which I have shown as little larger. So we have a vector of omega a, first multiply by e power j omega t plus phi. So give a rotation of omega t plus phi, it comes like this, the earlier diagram of x of t, and then multiplication of j would imply that rotated by another 90 degrees, that we get this. So this is velocity. So how do we get velocity? Take the x component of that, this is the velocity. Now this is the velocity axis actually. Now if you look at acceleration axis, it is something like this, j square a omega square e power j omega t plus phi. So we have a vector of length a omega square, which is this. So let's say it is here, multiplied by e power j omega t plus phi, we get here, which was the first thing used for position, multiply j square, that is j into j, apply j twice. So if you apply once, it goes here, and if you apply another j, it goes here. So it is this. So let's look at the visualization part now. We have this input panel here. We can give the amplitude, frequency, and initial phase of the oscillator. So presently it is the amplitude of 1.65, frequency of 1.37 radians, and initial phase of 0.84 radians. So the equation would look like this: 1.65 cos 1.37 t plus 0.84. Forget this, this is not useful for this visualization. Also in the input pin, this part of the input is not useful for this visualization. The time will be shown here, and its geometric representation will be shown here. So what are we talking about? First we have an oscillator. Let's observe that. So we have an oscillator which has an amplitude of 1.65, that in this case this is the mean position. It goes towards the left, covers a distance of 1.65. We can assume this as a spring mass system, and then comes back at a frequency of 1.3 radians per second, and the time period would be 4.58 seconds, and 0.84 is the initial phase. So this is the actual spring mass system, let us say, for a simple representing a simple harmonic motion. Now its representation in geometric form or e power j omega t would look something like this. So at t equal to 0, this is the time slider. At t equal to 0, now we have a vector whose length is equal to 1.65. This is the 1.65. This angle is 0.84 radians. And in textbooks we find this. So oscillation of this is represented by a vector which is rotating at the same frequency as this. So if this harmonic oscillator makes 10 oscillations per second, this would rotate 10 times in a second. So this is the initial phase. Now as the time passes, this vector rotates. So at another instant of time, let's say 0.21 seconds, the oscillator has moved towards the equilibrium position. So as the angle change, now the angle has increased. So you can look at the x component of this vector is this length, which is equal to the present position of the oscillator with respect to the mean position at any point. That is true. Or we can take another oscillation, let us say 0.45, and amplitude of 2.68. So we have this. So how does it look? So this is at t equal to 0. We have 2.68 as the length of the arrow. The initial angle is 2.68 radians, and it would move with a frequency of 1 point. So in a textbook we don't have an option to see a rotating vector, but here we can see. I'll show it in a moment. If you take another amplitude, let's say 0.5, so we have a smaller circle, so the vector would rotate. Now let us see this in motion. Let's say we have an amplitude of 2.25, a frequency of 1.37, or let us put, for sake of simplicity, 1. So 2.25 cos t plus 4.5. So this is at t equal to 0. Let us observe this rotating wave. Also observe the x component of this vector and the displacement of this actual simple harmonic oscillator with respect to the equilibrium position. They will always be equal. Now as time progresses, the actual oscillator is moving, and we represent it by a rotating vector. The angle with respect to x-axis represents the phase at that time, and the x component, which is this length, is same as so as the frequency is 1, the simulation would run for one full time period. It would make one full rotation. So we have seen the effect of amplitude is to change the length of the arrow, and the initial phase is where it will start at t equal to 0. Let us see another frequency, let us say 3, and let us take another initial phase, let's say 2.15. It starts here, so let's take another amplitude as well, 2.45. So we have an oscillator with an amplitude of 2.45 frequency of 3 and initial phase of 2.15. So it starts here, the angle, the initial angle is this. Now as a function of time, let us see what happens. The effect of frequency. Now we can see, compared to the earlier simulation, the vector is rotating faster. So this vector makes 3 rotations in the simulation, and in the same time the actual oscillator would have made 3 to and fro complete oscillations. Remember, the rotation is always anti-clockwise. So let us end the simulation with a very high frequency 10, amplitude of 2.55 and a phase of 5.26. How does it look? So this is a circle larger than last time, hence we have a vector of larger length. Initial phase is 5.26, this angle is 5.26, and it would rotate at a frequency of 10. So let us observe this. So instantly we can see the oscillation is faster because the frequency is high. So in this simulation we have seen the rotating vector representation of a simple harmonic motion and how it is related to the complex notation, that is e power j theta. So the idea here is, consider the vector whose length is equal to the amplitude of the oscillator. Its initial phase at t equal to 0 is the angle it makes with the x-axis, and as a function of time it rotates in an anti-clockwise manner. The angle with x-axis is the phase at that instant, and at any instant of time the x component of this vector is actually meaningful, and that is equal to the position of the actual oscillator from the mean position. So this is how we can summarize. We have a simple harmonic oscillator and we have a trigonometric function which represents the solution a cos omega t plus phi. To make life simple, we can use algebraic equation e power j omega t plus phi, the complex notation, and its representation in the form of geometry.